Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with me, Stephen Wallis. In this episode, we're marking a special milestone, the 10th anniversary of Discover Newmarket, the official tourism service for Newmarket and the surrounding area, and the leading experts in racing tours at the home of horse racing. To mark the occasion, Discover Newmarket is offering 5 exclusive out-of-this-world experiences, each showcasing the very best of the racing world. From legends like Frankel and Sir Mark Prescott to elite names such as Godolphin and Tattersalls, these packages promise a once-in-a-lifetime experience for any racing enthusiast. Tracey Harding, CEO of Discover Newmarket, joins us to share the stories behind these special days and how you can place your bid to be part of these unforgettable days. Find out more by listening to this episode or by visiting www.discovernewmarket.co.uk. Hello, Tracey. Welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion.
Good morning, Stephen.
Thank you very much for coming back on the show. You've got lots to tell us about Discover Newmarket's 10th anniversary.
It's a very exciting year for us. I think 10 years is significant. So we started in 2015, and during those 10 years, we've seen just shy of 70,000 visitors through our guided tours experiences. So we think that's a significant number.
Yes. How did Discover Newmarket begin back in 2015?
So it's a tourism organisation, so it's a not-for-profit, and a number of stakeholders within the racing industry, so the likes of Jockey Club, National Stud, National Horse Racing Museum, Tattersalls, Bedford Lodge, Heathcote Court Hotel, as well as Godolphin, Lamways, we're really well supported, and the Town Council as well. So they are our stakeholders, so they provide, they cash roll us basically, and then our whole function is to support and promote tourism, so support that visitor economy. So we work with tourism businesses such as accommodation providers, eateries, attractions, experiences. So we promote them on a local, regional, national and international level. So we're working with Visit England, we're working with regional tourist boards, to promote and to obviously encourage people to come and stay, increase their dwell time, and obviously increase their spend and support Newmarket. And it's very common for tourism organisations to have a guided tours element. So if you think of your Cambridges and Oxfords where you have guided walks, I think here in Newmarket we do a little bit different, and we can top all of that because our tours are done on vehicles. We have 4 tour vehicles and a bank of ex-industry tour guides.
Because Newmarket, I say we, is the home of racing.
It is indeed. So we have an automatic, USP, so unique selling point. So everybody, whether you've been to Newmarket or not, I feel pretty much across the world, actually, you'll know what Newmarket is famous for. And as a town, as a destination, when you work in tourism, to have something that's internationally recognised is obviously a huge coup. And half your work's done for you because everybody knows what you're all about. And it's our task, really, to get more people to actually come and experience that. So it's one thing knowing, it's another thing to come and experience that. And through our guided tours in particular, really, what we always say is you don't need to be, a racing enthusiast to enjoy Newmarket. The rich history, the royal story, there's so much more here, obviously connected to racing, but you don't have to have that racing knowledge to have a great experience with us.
And it's a very special year, 10th anniversary, and you've got some very special tours for this year, and one of them's already kicked off the campaign, haven't you?
It is. So when you look and think, how can you celebrate 10 years? Because we do a series of guided tours all year round, every year. As I said, nearly 70,000 have taken those tours during those 10 years. And they range from National Stud, the museum, Tattersalls, obviously going into trainers' yards, up on the gallops. And we're blessed to have some fantastic stakeholders and people who allow us and gift us experiences, all with the underlying message, really, that we want to engage and retain the interest in the sport. And if people can do something special, if they can do a behind the scenes experience, they feel special. Our tours are always in very small numbers, so it is quite exclusive. But even for us, we feel we've really topped it this year. So we've launched 5 amazing experiences. And the first one we put out as a competition last week. It was for 2 people at each of the guineas, 2,000 and 1,000 guineas, obviously this weekend. And it was for them to have a very special behind the scenes tour of the race course, which will actually include going down to the starting line, which is something we wouldn't normally do or indeed be allowed to do. And then it's hospitality box at Betfred. So again, amazing. So that went out on Thursday, and within 4 hours, we'd had 1,000 entries to that. So the winners are announced actually today. And that leads us into our other 4 very, very special tours, which are going to be put on a silent auction, and that goes live on the 1st of May, so that's Thursday, and that'll run until the 19th. So you've got 19 days of bidding opportunity to win 4 tours that we've never done before, haven't ever been done before, not likely to be done again. But again, we're so grateful for the people that have, helped us put those packages together.
So just to start with, because we've got a guest coming up soon, let us know the 4 tours that you've got, apart from the one that's already been announced.
So our special 4 tours, the first one is a morning with Sir Mark Prescott, and that starts at 6 o'clock. And anybody who knows Sir Mark knows that if the tour starts at 6, it starts at 6.
You better not be late, have you? No.
You will miss it. So an early start, going up on the gallops, and then actually having breakfast at his yard, which I think is incredible. And then going on to see Miss Kirsten Rousing at Lamwade. So we're telling the Alpinista story there, really. So that's an incredible opportunity. Our second one is to meet the legendary Frankel, and obviously to have a private viewing with Frankel, and prior to that to have lunch with the Lady Jane Cecil. How special is that? And you'll be able to ask all the questions about obviously her late husband and the training of Frankel, and that's pretty special in my eyes. Our other one is a day with Godolphin, and I know that Penny's going to talk more about that in a moment. And then our 4th one is that journey from yearling to bloodstock sales. So a private exclusive stallion parade at the National Stud, dinner there, lunch then, and the Red Room at Tattersalls, and then the opportunity to actually speak with the auctioneer of that day and spend some time, learning about, how the sales and the importance of those, and saying actually spending a time with an auctioneer, which again, very special. So 4 really, really unique. And when we say money can't buy, they can, because it's a silent auction. But in fact, you cannot buy those in effect. They're never on sale. They've been put together just for Discover Newmarket. And as I say, we're very, very grateful for our partners and our assistance in putting those packages together.
Very exciting, Tracey. We'll fill listeners in with the dates when we've heard from our guest, Penny Taylor, the UK Charities Manager at Godolphin, who is going to talk to us about a day with Godolphin. Let's hear from Penny. What can you tell us about a day with Godolphin on Saturday, the 27th of September?
Yeah, Godolphin's very delighted to be supporting Discover Newmarket with their 10-year anniversary by offering 4 people a visit to Dalham Hall Stud in Newmarket, the home of Godolphin and home of the Darley Stallions. So the visit will encompass a tour of the stud. They'll get to see some of the stallions, the stallion yard, hopefully some of the horses out in the fields, weather permitting. Hopefully it will be a nice sunny September day for people, and get a real insight into the background and the care and attention that these horses receive from our staff throughout their time at the stud. So I think it's really, really important. People have they want to know how these horses are looked after, how they're cared for throughout their lives, and hopefully this gives people a chance to learn a little bit more about that, see the wonderful attention to detail that's given to the horses. And this will be followed up with an afternoon at the races as our guest in our hospitality box.
And this afternoon, the race is on Cambridgeshire Day on Saturday, the 27th of September, in a private box.
Yes, in Godolphin's private box on the fourth floor of the Millennium Grandstand. The view is just spectacular from up there. Looking down the course, it's just something very, very special. And, there'll be full catering and beverages available for the guests. They'll be hosted by our nominations team, who will also be facilitating the tour when they're here on the start. So they'll be able to give them all the insight into the background of all our horses that they'll have seen in the morning, learn a little bit more about that. Hopefully we'll have some nice runners during the afternoon so they can cheer on the boys in blue and enjoy, a very spectacular, special day. Cambridgeshire Day is always an exciting day, fantastic racing and, great. The Cambridgeshire Handicap itself is always a sight to behold, and seeing those number of runners come down the Rowley Mile from the fourth floor of the grandstand is very, very special. So hopefully it'll be a very enjoyable day.
Sounds like a wonderful day. They're really going to be looked after by Godolphin.
They will be, yeah. No, we aim to look after everyone exceptionally well and, give them a day that they will remember. That's what it's all about, is creating memories for people, isn't it? And that's something we're able to help Discover Newmarket do through this 10th anniversary special, these special visits they're hosting.
It certainly is. And you work with Discover Newmarket. What do they and their tour guides offer to the Newmarket and the general public?
I think Godolphin's been a stakeholder of Discover Newmarket since they established 10 years ago, and giving the public the opportunities that they are able to facilitate and the knowledge that their tour guides have is just phenomenal. They can go out to see horses on the gallops, they can get into trainers' yards, they can have visits to studs, the museum, go to Tattersalls, see horses, the millions that exchange hands at the sales. But also they're able to combine that with the whole experience, with the hotels, the restaurants, the recommendations. So it provides that all-round, very easy, one-stop shop to purchase your dream visit to Newmarket. We know from, the take-up of National Racehorse Week over the past few years, how eager the general public are to learn more about our sport. National Racehorse Week, I think, had over 12,000 attendees last year in 2024. And it's so important for people to get these opportunities to start to understand and see for themselves. I think everybody can talk about things, but there's nothing like actually being able to come and see it for yourself, see the care, the attention, the detail. It's 5-star treatment all the way for these horses in Newmarket, and for people to be able to see that for themselves, I think is really, really special, and we're delighted to be a part of it.
And they're certainly going to get a chance to do all that on Saturday, the 27th of September.
They are indeed, yeah. That's what we hope. We'll have 4 people having a fantastic day.
Well, thank you very much, Penny, for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion. And hopefully this episode will help generate plenty of bids in the silent auction for this day with Godolphin.
The silent auction goes live, I think, on the 1st of May. So it should be really good and exciting.
Tracey, it sounds like a special prize and a special day for 4 people on Saturday, the 27th of September.
Oh, we're so grateful to Godolphin. It's lovely working with Penny. And, again, I think she summed it up so well. People want to do experiences. They want to do things that they don't think they can do. And Discover Newmarket, being that not-for-profit organisation, you can do these experiences. You can go to amazing places that you think would be off bounds. And the racing industry here in Newmarket really embraces all of that. They fully understand that they need to let the public in to see all what they do, because they the care and love for their animals. What they do is just phenomenal. It really, really is. And that behind the scenes experience that, our tours begin at £15. So, there are more expensive ones. Obviously they work up, but, just for £15, for example, you can, go around the National Stud, you can go around the National Horse Racing Museum. You can experience a yard and the gallops for £25. So, these experiences are very available, accessible, and it's a great way to, engage in the sport that a lot of people have, a lot of joy out of.
And it's a great advert to Discover Newmarket that these major organisations, studs and trainers support Discover Newmarket.
Exactly, and that's part of sort of the racing family, really. Everyone works together. We're so privileged to be able to work with these people, these organisations, these, you say, studs and trainers' yards. I mean, even the gallops. So unless you're an owner trainer, you can't actually go onto the gallops. You can certainly view from the, sidelines and such. But the Jockey Club estates have allowed Discover Newmarket and their guides to take people actually onto the gallops, and that alone is, such that vision on top of Warren Hill, particularly if the weather's right, that sort of moody, misty early morning experience is incredible, and you just can't physically see that anywhere else in the world.
Tracy, just then to fill in a bit more detail about the other three tours, the first one date-wise is on Thursday, the 29th of May, which is the story of an Arc de Triomphe winner. And as you said, you're going to have to get up early for that one. That's for four people.
Yes, so be very clear on that. So Mark starts at 6 o'clock and not 1 minute past. So yes, it's an early start. But as I say, you'll go onto the gallops to see his string, and obviously he is an amazing source of not information as well as information, but entertainment. He's a very, very good speaker and presenter, and looks after people extremely well. So the information you're going to find out that morning, I imagine, is going to be absolutely amazing. It's back to his for morning breakfast, which again, that's a huge privilege. And then you'll be taken on to Landway Stud for a personal tour with Miss Kirsten Rousing. I mean, again, how amazing is that? So that includes the Stallion Parade. So that's for four people, as you say, on the 29th of May, and a full day experience. The next one is on the 24th of July, and that's the legendary Frankel tour. So that's a personal meet and greet with Frankel at Banstead Manor. So Juddmonte, another one of our great supporters. And prior to that, you will have lunch in the tack room at the National Horse Racing Museum with Lady Jane Cecil, and be able to hear all her wonderful stories and memories. And again, that is an incredible opportunity. It really is. The other one, other than the Godolphin one on the 27th of September, as we've said, is the Yearling's Journey to the Bloodstock Sales on the 9th of September. So you'll have a private tour of the 500-acre National Stud. That includes a stallion parade, and find out really what's involved in preparing a yearling for the sales. And then go behind at Tattersalls, so lunch in the Red Dining Room, which again is a wonderful experience, and not that many people have had that opportunity. So if you haven't, incredible. And then you'll, having had a good behind the scenes view of everything there, and obviously it's an impressive, massive site. And you'll then spend time with the auctioneer, so sort of learning and understanding exactly what goes on, and again sitting in that the sales ring when the tensions, you can sense the tensions when the bidding's going up, and if you're lucky there to get the big ones that go for over 1 million. Again, what an experience. I mean, yeah, it's just another incredible experience. So we are so fortunate, and I hope these tours are, well supported, and that people, think, wow, what an experience through Discover Newmarket and its partners.
And it's four people for each of those prizes. How do people bid for these fantastic tours?
So the silent auction opens on the 1st of May at 10 o'clock. Closing on the 19th of May at 10 o'clock. So if you go to our website, then you'll see the link there. Alternatively, if you sign up to our e-newsletter, there'll be an e-news going out to inform you of that link. Or obviously, thirdly, go through our socials, connect with us there, and we'll put in the information out there.
What's the full address of the Discover Newmarket website?
So it's www.discovernewmarket.uk.
So starting on the 1st of May, and they've got sort of 19 days to bid for these four fantastic tours prizes.
Yeah, so I say, I really hope that the ultimate winner is somebody who will be blown away by these experiences. Say that they aren't available. It isn't a bookable experience normally. We're very blessed to have been able to offer these. And it's a good way of celebrating our 10 years and just demonstrating, the things you can do with Discover Newmarket. We can't offer those sorts of packages all the time, but the rest of our experiences, we do go to Juddmonte, we do go to Godolphin, Shadwell, Landways throughout the year, as well as our regular tours in trainers' yards and on the gallops and the National Stud and the National Horse Racing Museum. It's an incredible range of tours that we do, about 15 of them, all available on our website and available to book all year round. So I hope people, will, if they're not fortunate enough to win or be able to bid, that they will still go onto the website and look at the rest of the tours and think, wow, what an experience to have.
Well, good luck, Tracey, for the 10th anniversary, and especially these 4 fantastic tours. And as you just said there, to remind people that they can book Discover Newmarket throughout the year via the website. And all I would suggest now to any listeners is to start bidding on these fantastic prizes from the 1st of May.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you for your support as well. That's fantastic.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Buying a new mattress sounds great. Paying for it? Debatable. Hear us out. At Mattress Warehouse, we offer 0% interest financing over 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. And we guarantee you'll pay the lowest price available, and we'll keep that promise for a full year after purchase. Go ahead and buy that mattress of your dreams. Mattress Warehouse has you covered. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.